So today we are doing something which I have honestly wanted to do for a long time. We are going through my sneaker collection. Now this collection did not happen overnight. Most of these shoes were bought during my college days between 2022 and 23. So today I'm going to show you guys every single pair of sneaker that I bought during that phase. The good ones, the questionable ones, and the ones that definitely made me broke. So let's start with the first pair, the one that started it all. Air Jordan 1 black medium grey. Now these were my first pair of sneakers, cool sneakers. I got into sneakers because of my best friend Sehgal. He bought a pair of Jordans in 2020, back when nobody had a clue about them. At least nobody in my college had a clue about them. He used to brag about it, but nobody knew what he was wearing. And then slowly people started to pick on what Jordans were. And when I realized that, Jordans are something cool, that's when I got my first pair of Jordans. Now, these shoes were paid by crypto money. That's right. I had put 5,000 rupees on a cryptocurrency called as Matic. And that shot up by 4x. My 5,000 became like 20,000. So I sold all of it and I bought these. I remember purchasing this and it felt like, free money glitch. It felt like I didn't pay for it because my crypto money just quadrupled, right? So this is what I spent all my profits on, and these were probably the best shoes to begin with. A very simple black and white tone which can be worn with any clothing, right? I used to wear these every single day to college. These became my beater shoes. I was not even alternating it. Every single day of the week I would wear only these shoes. Until I purchased my second pair. My second pair of shoes were probably the coolest shoes ever. Air Jordan 1 UNC lows. Bobbies, these shoes are my lifeline. I love these shoes to this date. In fact, these are probably the best pair of shoes that I own. Also, I never paid retail for my shoes. The retail for these shoes is probably 12,000-13,000 rupees. Whereas I paid like 19 and 20,000 respectively. So how it works is, back in the day when I was purchasing these sneakers, Nike website would drop these, but they would sell out in less than 20-30 seconds. You would have these bots buying shoes and then selling it to you through, resellers. So there was this shop called as Cop Underdog. It was on Church Street, and I would go to the shop, purchase it. And the reason I kept going back to them is because every single time you made a purchase with Cop Underdog, they would take a picture of you and put it on their story. And I would get to reshare that story, which I felt was fucking cool. I don't know why I felt that, but yeah, bro, just for that story, I went and bought the second pair. I don't regret it because I wore these on every special occasion. So these were my second pair of sneakers. Now coming to the third pair. This third pair is something that I definitely regret. This is the questionable one. This Air Force 1, pink color, made with recycled materials. The story behind this is actually quite funny. So back in 2022, I was talking to this girl who was into sneakers, alright, and she really liked these shoes. She loved the color pink, and when these dropped, she's like, oh my god, you should definitely get it, And I somehow convinced myself that yeah, I should get it. Purchased these sneakers, and I probably worn them 3 times in the last 4 years. Yeah. Also, never ever go out with sneaker girlies, because trust me, sneaker girlies are not into you. They are into your sneakers. They're gonna leave you the second they find some other guy with better or cooler sneakers, right? So stay away from sneaker girlies. And this was the questionable purchase. If I could go back in time, I would not make this purchase, but hey, it was cool to have a pair of pink shoes. I felt like Vegeta. Have you guys seen that meme of Vegeta wearing a pink shirt? I felt like Vegeta wearing pink shoes, right? Questionable purchase, but nonetheless, it's a lesson learned, okay? Next purchase, what is this? Oh, the reverse bread. This was another stupid purchase, quite an expensive one. I paid 22,000 for these. Again, this was not retail, this was from a reseller. Again, from Cop Underdog itself. And these, I have probably worn these like 6 times in the last 4 years. Bro, at one point of time, I was purchasing so many sneakers that I didn't even have to clean them. You know, ganda hua, it's okay, let's buy a new one. Ye ganda hua, let's buy another one. Ye bhi ganda hua, let's buy a new one. I never cleaned my shoes. I would just buy a new pair. Not because I had a fuck ton of money. No, 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 no. I had just started making money and I was spending pretty much all of it on either protein or on sneakers. Alright, so that is why I started by saying this was probably the stupidest financial phase of my life. It's not like I've gotten much better now, okay? I'm still a victim of consumerism, but my habit of consumerism started from this sneaker hobby, right? So these were reverse breads, and the reason I got these is because the day I went to purchase a pair of sneakers, they didn't have anything else in store. These were the only pair that they had in my size. So I paid 21,000 for this. This I purchased on retail. This I got from Nike.com for 13,000 rupees or something like that, or 14,000, I'm not too sure. The concept was cool, right? Recycled materials, pink color, but fuck that, okay? Never buy a shoe to impress girls. Anyways, this was my 4th pair of sneakers, and the next one is a bit special. I bought these to celebrate 100k subs on my YouTube channel. You see that play button there? 100k subs on my main channel. I bought these Air Jordan 1 Curry lows to celebrate that. So the idea behind this was also quite funny. I had purchased a orange t-shirt. Yeah, I had purchased an orange t-shirt and I had printed Big Man at the back of it. I wanted to wear that on the 100k celebration party and I wanted to have sneakers that match the t-shirt. So 2000 की t-shirt के लिए मैंने 16-17 हजार रुपए जूते पे खर्चे मैचिंग करने के लिए. But these are a very comfortable pair. They don't crease because unlike the other materials, this is made of cloth. So cloth doesn't crease even if you bend it. Whereas these ones, if you keep bending them, then they start to tear. Air Jordan ones are not comfortable. They are not durable. They are just a showpiece and they have legacy behind it, right? Jordan ki legacy. So the story behind these, I bought this to celebrate my 100k subs. So at least kuch to story hai iske piche. Right? So how much did I pay? About 17,000 for this. Now coming to my next pair, which is the most expensive purchase ever. These are also pretty cool. Foam runners. Yeezy foam runners. So this was around the time that Kanye and Adidas were, having that fight. So the prices were going up and up and up. This pair I paid 25,000 rupees for. I contemplated a lot, but then at that point of time, I was obsessed with Kanye. I was listening to Kanye on repeat. In fact, it was almost like I was listening to Kanye just to convince myself that, yeah, I need a pair of Yeezys. So I paid 25,000 for this. Retail is probably like 8 or 9,000. Reseller made me pay 25,000, but that was just the market price at that point of time. Oh, and by the way, the market price on all these shoes have dipped significantly. I paid like 20 for this. You could probably get new for like 12k today or 13k. This is still a bit expensive because the UNC lows is a rare color. I paid 20. You might still have to pay 18 or 19 for this, but everything else has dipped like crazy. I'm not too sure about Yeezys because ever since the contract ended between Kanye and Adidas, I think the price fluctuated a lot. There were days that it went up, there were days that it went down. But these were my beater shoes, okay? Once I got these, I stopped wearing all of the other shoes because foam runners are so comfortable. I was wearing these to clubs and shit, bro. Like, these are borderline slides. These are not shoes, right? These are slides. You can literally see your feet through them. So I used to wear socks and then put these on. Wore them everywhere, okay? And they are still in great shape. I just need to clean them up. So yeah, bro, these were the shoes that I purchased between 2022 and 2023. In a span of a year, I bought 6 pairs of shoes, bro. And the story is quite funny. My friend Saigal, who was the first one to buy a pair of Jordans, nobody recognized his Jordans, okay? Once I started buying Jordans, people started thinking that his Jordans were fake. Because trust me, nobody remembers who did it first. People only remember who did it the best. I had so many different Jordans, one for every day of the week. People forgot that Sehgal had Jordans. My brother Sehgal, no offense to you, brother, but I think you understand where I'm coming from, right? So once I bought so many Jordans, Sehgal was forced to buy another one, right? And he was not making money at that point of time. So he had to save up. He had to scam some money from here and there to buy his second or third pair of Jordans. And that was how him and I got into a rat race to see who has a better sneaker collection. Now, after buying these Ultra Boosts, I realized that Jordans are a waste of money because they are so uncomfortable. And I used to wear these every single place, and then I just stopped buying sneakers, right? I grew out of it, right? And also the sneaker market started to disappear. People were no longer interested in it. So I grew out of it. It's not like, somebody had to sit me down and explain, Mohit, stop wasting your money on sneakers. No, that's not what happened. I just grew out of it, right? I grew up, and after this, I started wearing Birkenstock. Bro, in 2024, I purchased my first pair of Birkenstock, the one that I'm wearing right now. These ones, honestly, best purchase ever, okay? Because you can wear these everywhere. After Birkenstock, I didn't want to buy another pair of sneakers until that New Balance trend started. So then I bought my first pair of New Balances, which is New Balance 550. Now these are pretty cool, but very heavy. These are so heavy, bruv. Walking 10-12,000 steps in this can get a bit uncomfortable. For me, because my feet are a bit wide and these are narrow, as you can tell. So up to like 7-8,000 steps in these shoes, I'm fine. But after that, it gets a little painful. This color combination is pretty cool though, until somebody mentioned ki Mohit, you look like a Bihari wearing sports shoes on every single thing. I didn't think of these as sports shoes until somebody put it in my head that you are looking like a Bihari wearing sports shoes. I didn't understand what that meant. Ki what the fuck does Bihari wearing sports shoe mean? Then I googled it up, and then turns out there's a certain sect of people who wear sports shoes with everything. Like there was a picture of Mahendra Singh Dhoni wearing sports shoes with his kurta pajama, which I found funny, but I then started to understand what it meant. But good thing I paid retail for this. I did not pay reseller price. Now every single pair of these sneakers I paid for with my own money, and this one pair of sneaker was paid by my crypto investment. But apart from this, I'd like to give a special mention to these Ultra Boosts that my dad got me back in 2017, back when I had no knowledge about sneakers. You see, back in 2017 was my first proper attempt at weight loss. I had joined a professional gym. My dad got me a personal trainer, and he thought that if he got me fancy shoes, fancy clothes, I would be regular to the gym. It happened. I went regularly for 2 months and then I dropped out. So these were the shoes that he got me back then. Hella cool, okay? I had no idea these shoes were cool back then. But once I started wearing these outside of the gym, because I quit the gym in 2 months, is when I realized that these are not just any shoes, these are pretty fancy. People in my school started to recognize that I'm wearing fancy sneakers. And then I realized that these also cost a lot. These were like some 22,000 back when my dad got these. 2017 mein 22,000. That to retail, not reseller price. Retail 22,000. So, I mean, respect to my dad, okay? I understand the thought process. He thought कि ठीक है, पैसे खर्चेंगे तो लड़के को लगेगा एफर्ट डालना है, बट आई गेस इट डजंट वर्क लॉन्ग टर्म. शॉर्ट टर्म मोटिवेशन बूस्ट चलेगा, बट इफ यू कैनॉट सेट अप अ सिस्टम इन प्लेस with that motivation, you will fail. Wait, why am I going into fat loss topic? Anyways, yeah, this was my sneaker collection where I have spent a lot of money for somebody who was just 21 years old. This was a lot of money. Every single rupee that I made when I started making content, everything went into this. ठीक है, जो भी पैसा कमाया सब जूते पे उड़ाया, जूते पे and protein पे उड़ाया. I hope you enjoyed this video, bobbies. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.